Good morning, everybody. Matt Modi here to give you my favorite NBA player prop picks today. We're talking Wednesday, March 19th. I'm going to have 6 NBA player prop picks for you guys to lock in. Yes, I do have 6. It's definitely a bigger card that we have today, but there's also 11 NBA games. So, of course, with more games, I'm also going to have more plays. Pretty confident in the 6 plays that we have today. 5 of those 6 are plus money bangers, so it is a nice, juicy slate of picks as well. Before we can get into those picks, we got to do a recap from yesterday, which we made a quarter of a unit yesterday. I gave out 3 plays on this YouTube channel. 2 of those plays ended up getting refunded. No Jason Tatum, no LaMelo Ball. I added Peyton Pritchard, 20 plus points. I only put 3/4 of a unit on that bad boy because it was plus 200. Unfortunately, that did not come to fruition, but our first quarter king, Kristaps Porzingis, did come through for us. He scored, I think, the first 7 points of the game for the Celtics. That one cashed within the first 3 minutes. So let me know what you're going to do with your quarter unit of profit that you made yesterday, how you're going to spend it. I'm curious how everybody's going to spend their money. That now brings our profit on the year up 30.5 units, exactly 30.5 units, 5.5% ROI. I'm not super thrilled about how the season has gone, but 30 units in profit, 5% ROI, it definitely could be worse. So we got to keep that part in mind. But yeah, that's all we got. We can get into today's bangers. As I mentioned, I'm going to have 6 for you guys to lock in. Just remember to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I have what I have up on the screen here is Props Madness, my favorite NBA betting tool. So if you're new to my YouTube channel, I definitely recommend checking them out. I'm going to walk through how I use the tool in this video. I have a link to them if you're interested in checking them out in the description in the pinned comment of this video. If you do sign up and you want to support the channel, it would help me out a ton if you used the promo code MODI, all caps MODI. If you don't, no problem. Let's start talking bangers. All right, so this first game, I don't have a play for because I think the Pacers are going to rest some guys. The Mavericks don't have a team anymore. I do have a play in this Rockets versus Magic game, and I went with Jabari Smith Jr., and I went with him on the rebounds. Now, if you're watching this in this 6.5, that plus 100 number is still available, I would definitely recommend hitting this number. As you can tell, the odds have come down a little bit. It was actually, when I checked this morning, this was the best offered price. And then the next best after that was minus 130. So the odds are admittedly coming down a little bit. But if you can get this at 6.5, that's a smash play. When I locked it in, I actually got minus 120. So I got the worst of the number. So for those of you that always complain about getting worse odds on the YouTube video, that's not the case for this one. But I really like this play, backing Jabari Smith Jr. to hit his rebounds prop. You look at games without Amen Thompson. It's been 7 games this year, but I want to take out this first one because he only played 23 minutes. It was in the middle of the beginning of January. He's played much more since then. Like, if you just look at the minutes, you can clearly tell that this is an outlier, right? We see 23, then 28, 32, 33, 24. But they won that game by 37, 32, and 39, granted with OT. So we take that game out. We just look at the last 5 games. The last 6 games, excuse me. It's a 5 out of 6 hit rate, so obviously that's really good. He's averaging 7 rebounds per game. That's over the number. And the rebound chances are really good as well, averaging 13.2 rebound chances per game in these 6 games. Now, guys with the Rockets have been in and out of the lineup. Like, one game Şengün didn't play, but even if we take that game out, or so we look at games specifically with Şengün, again, we want to take out this first game. So it's really 5 games. It's still 4 out of 5 games, and the rebound chances are still there at 13.4. Now, Fred VanVleet also missed a couple of these games, but that's not really going to impact Jabari Smith Jr. and his rebounding. So we're really just looking at his rebound chances going up without Amen Thompson, and even with Şengün. Like, you look at these games, 15 rebound chances, 8. So that one is a clear outlier. Only having 8, that's the lowest he's had in any of these games by far. 13, 14, and 17. So the fewest he's had in games with Şengün without Amen Thompson, I think is 13, right? 15, 8, 13, 14, and 17. Even if we look at the 5 games, the 6 games here, the only one that was below that where he had 12. So the games without Amen Thompson, in 5 of 6, he's had at least 12 rebound chances. If we just look at games when he's had 12, how often does he hit 7 rebounds? 92% hit rate. And obviously 24 is an outlier. So let's just go between 12 and 18, which is what he's done in every single game, except for the one, 20 out of 22. Now, obviously, the more rebound chances, the more rebounds, but that's what he's had in 5 out of 6 games without Amen Thompson. And I really, really like the matchup, which we'll get into right now. As you can see, according to Props Madness, and this is one thing that I love about the tool, is that they group similar players together. So we can see guys with a similar rebounding profile to Jabari Smith Jr., 7 of 11 have hit their rebound prop over, and it's 3 of 4 since the All-Star break. I always like looking at things since the All-Star break because a lot of things change, especially around the trade deadline as well. And teams are a lot different after the All-Star break. Well, it's 3 of 4. That includes Jabari Smith Jr. These two teams just played 9 days ago. And in that game, he had 7 rebounds on 15 rebound chances. Now, Amen Thompson and Fred VanVleet missed that game, but Şengün played in that game. So all in all, there's a lot of reasons to like the Jabari Smith Jr. rebounds prop. So I hit it. That is our first play of the game. Of the slate. You can get that at plus 100 at MGM, which is an awesome price. If not, minus 110 at DraftKings, minus 115 at ESPN Bet, minus 117 at Caesars, and minus 125 at Flip. I would play all of those numbers. So we're good to go there. Next up, Pistons Heat. I actually have 2 picks in this game. A little bit risky in today's NBA, having 2 picks in the same game. First one, I went with Cade Cunningham, and I went with him on the assists. So this over 9.5 at plus 118, that is the best price that you're going to get, at least as of right now. So that's exactly the same price that I locked in. That's what I sent out. Good to go there. I really like this play for a lot of reasons. So like we look at his last 10 games, 3 out of 10 hit rate is disgusting. Twice he landed on 9 of 14 potentials, and 9 on 14 potentials in back-to-back games. But what I really like is these last 2 games. So the stat sheet says he missed it in 2 straight games, which is 100% true. I'm not saying that these are incorrect. But you got to look into these games. This one, he played the Thunder. He only played 29 minutes because he got ejected in this game. In those 29 minutes, he had 9 assists on 18 potential assists. Now, he would have played 30, probably 38, 35 minutes if he didn't get ejected, and he almost guaranteed would have cashed the 10 assists. Then the next game, plays 30 minutes. Look at that score. They won by 46. 8 assists on 14 potential assists in that game. Even though 14 potential assists is a pretty low number, if we just look at games in which he's had 14 potential assists, just to show you his hit rate, it's actually pretty good getting 10 assists. It's a 58% hit rate when having 14 potential assists. And the reason why that 14 potential assist that potential assist number is important, look at his head-to-head against the Miami Heat. So he's only cashed it in 2 of 3 games, he's missed it in 2 of 3 games. One time he had 17 potential assists. We'll take that 100 times out of 100. The other game, he had 14, but he only had 6 assists, so it's a terrible conversion rate. Then everything kind of came to fruition in the next game these two teams played, where he had 18 assists, which is insane. So in all 3 games against the Heat, he's had at least 14 potential assists, and we know that in games in which he has 14 potential assists, he gets at least 10 assists at a 58% hit rate. Now let's look at the matchup. Phenomenal matchup. 10 of 13 guys with Cade's playmaking style have hit the over against the Miami Heat. And I like it when you look at some of the guys that missed, like Trae Young, in literally back-to-back games against the Heat. They played on the 24th and the 26th. 14 one game, 8 the other. That's fine. Another time, literally the exact same situation. Halliburton, they played November 15th and the 17th, missed it one, cashed in the other. Now, Cade, when he cashed it back in November, his over-under was 8.5, so obviously that doesn't help us now. But that does mean he hit what his over-under was priced at. And then again, this game he missed, but he had 14 potential assists. So I like this one for a lot of reasons. It's a nice fade of recent results. It's a great matchup. So I hit it. Plus 118 odds, I absolutely love as well. In this same game, I went right back to Jaylen Duren, who burned us last time. I took him 12 plus boards. If you wanted to be safe, you could get him at minus 120 for over 10.5. But I liked getting the 12 plus number. That's best offered at plus 120 at Fanatics. So all these books are giving you 10.5 as their main line. But if you pump that bad boy up to 12, again, you can get plus 120 at Fanatics. So there's a couple reasons why I like this play. It's similar to Cade, where it's a nice fade of recent results. Now, he's hit it in 5 of 10, which isn't terrible, but he's missed it in 2 straight. 5 rebounds on 15 rebound chances. That's gross, right? 15 rebound chances, you're obviously hoping for more than that, but that's a conversion rate that's not going to continue game over game for Jaylen Duren, only getting 5 on 15. And then the next game, he played 22 minutes because they won by 46. And I bet him in this game, so I know exactly that he only had 7 rebounds. He had 5 rebounds in the first quarter, and he had 7 rebounds at halftime. If this game was remotely close, he would have played more than 22 minutes. I think he would have gotten 5 more boards, but it wasn't close. And blowouts happen in the NBA. That's always the risk you play. So I'm okay with accepting that risk, but that doesn't scare me off of a future play. The matchup is also good. 8 of 15 doesn't sound amazing, but it's 4 straight, and it's the one since the All-Star break. Evan Mobley had 13 rebounds. His over-under was 9.5. We've looked at the Heat as a matchup for center rebound props all year because he's going to guard Bam. Bam is going to keep him close to the basket, which means that he's going to be there to collect a lot of rebounds. I also like it. It's similar to Cade in that his hit rate is only 1 of 3 games against the Miami Heat. Well, he had 11 in both times he missed. So for those of you that want to take the 10.5, there is an argument to that. If you think that 11 is a key number, I'm okay with the 12 plus because look at the chances. 17 rebound chances, 23 rebound chances. He averages 20 in the 3 games against the Miami Heat. And in the game he missed, again, he had 17. Let's do the same exercise. Let's look how many he's had in games which he's had 17 potential assists, 17 rebound chances. It's the same thing. It's a 58% hit rate. So more often than not, if he's getting the chances that he's had in every single game against the Heat, he's getting 12 boards. So I think it's a really good matchup. I think it's a really good play. So obviously I locked it in. Jaylen Duren, 12 plus rebounds. That is our third pick of the video. Next up, I do have a play here in Knicks versus Spurs. And I went with a little bit of another nastier play. I went with Miles McBride. I took him 15 plus points. Now the odds on this have not moved in my favor. Last night, when I bet it, it was plus 110. When I went to actually send it out to the people to my Tails account, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, it was plus 100. I woke up this morning and I was at plus 124. So I cashed out of my plus 110. I locked it in at plus 124. And right before I hit record, I checked. It's still at plus 124. So if you're watching this, you should still be able to get that number. I mean, FanDuel has the 13.5 at minus 106. So the odds admittedly are coming down on Miles McBride. I am missing the market a little bit on this one. I really don't care. I still like this play a lot. I think it's a really good look. The reason why I'm guessing that the odds are coming down on Miles McBride is because you look at his games without Jalen Brunson. He's only hit it in 2 of 5 games. That's a 40% hit rate. That's not good. What I care about is the volume, right? We look at his field goal. We'll look at 2 things, actually. His minutes and his field goal attempts. His minutes averaging 34, 10 minutes above what his season average is with Jalen Brunson out. Field goal attempts. He's averaging 13 in these 5 games. He's averaging 8.5 on the season. And you look at how many attempts he has, 13, 11, 12, 17, and 12. So he's had at least 11 in every single game. And we want to go to the same exercise. How many times has he scored 15 points on 11 shots? 7 of 14 doesn't sound amazing, but it's really 7 of his last 11. You look at his last 11 games, 7 of 11. He's averaging 15 points per game. And even a 50% hit rate at plus 124 odds isn't terrible. And 3 separate times, we see that he landed on exactly 14. So again, if you wanted to be safe, take the 13.5 number. I wouldn't blame you. I just think it makes more sense in this situation to pump it up a little bit. And we'll go through the same exercise with the minutes. Like if we're just going to assume he's going to play 30 minutes, which is what he's averaging 34. So even if we put the low number of 30, 3 of 8 doesn't sound amazing. But it's really just the shot attempts as well, less so the minutes, I should say. I just kind of did want to show you that. But the reason why I'm on this play, aside from the Brunson thing, is the matchup. The San Antonio Spurs defense is just an absolute train wreck. Since Wemby went down, since the All-Star break, they've been terrible. They have like the worst defensive rating in the defensive net ratings, what I'm looking for, in the NBA. And guards are just annihilating them. 10 of the last 15 guards have hit their point prop over against the San Antonio Spurs. Now, this is not looking at guys with a similar shot profile to Miles McBride. As you can see, there's not enough data for Props Madness to pull that, so they're just looking at the guard position. But it's still 10 of 15. It's 5 straight. It's Reeves just put up 30 against them. LaMelo, who barely scores anymore, put up 27 against them in limited minutes. Nick Smith Jr. scored 26. Over-under was 7.5. And even like nastier guys, like Dante Exum put up 17. Dinwiddie put up 28. Cam Thomas, and I think his first game back from injury, put up 24. You can't really look at their play type analysis because their defense is significantly worse than what it was. And this is looking at the entire season. You look at the shot zone. I mean, the 4th most points per game via the above the break 3-pointer. That's where the majority of his points come from. Then the 4th most points per game in the restricted area. That's where another 16%. The mid-range, they're bad. 3rd most via mid-range. That's whatever 43 plus 32 is. What's that, 75% of his shots? The Spurs are 4th worst or 3rd worst guarding. So I think this is a really, really good spot. I get that the odds are moving against me, but I really don't care much. I still think it's a really good spot. So I'm very comfortable hitting it at the plus 124. And even if you might be able to get a better price by the time you lock it in. That's play number 4. We're going to go with our 5th play, Wizards versus Jazz. I went with Filipowski, Kyle Filipowski. I hit him on the double-double. That was at plus 125 odds at Bet365. Filipowski on the double-double. Going up against the Washington Wizards, which the matchup is as beautiful as it gets. I mean, it's the freaking Wizards, one of the worst defenses in the NBA. You hover over this matchup, you see a lot of green. Play type, 12th, which is better than you would expect. Spot up. Everything else, 25th, 29th, 28th, 22nd, bad. We look at the shot zone, 24th in the restricted area. We look at points in the paint, 5th most, 26th. So it's a really good matchup. And Filipowski, the biggest thing here is no John Collins, no Walker Kessler. You got to take out these first 4 games because you see the minutes like 21, 11, 26, 20, and 29. That 29 actually isn't bad. And that's what we're going to look at is just his last 5 games. Or his last 6 games, excuse me. So we need him to get a double-double. So 10 points every single time, right? He's actually hit 12 or more in every single game. You want to look at rebounds? We just need 10. So it actually bumped to 9.5. So we're actually 10.5 in some places. But the rebounds, it's 4 of his last 6 games without these 2 in the lineup. But you got to look at the chances. This one is not great. 14 rebound chances. We're hoping for a little bit more than that. 17 rebound chances is phenomenal. That's exactly what we're looking for. He just played the Wizards with both of those guys out, John Collins and Walker Kessler. Had 13 rebounds, and he scored 23 points. Now, the points, I don't think is quite going to be there because Lauri Markkanen is in, and some of these guards are in as well. So I don't necessarily think the points are going to be in the 20s. I think the double digits I'm very confident in because the minutes are going to be there. But it's the Washington Wizards. It's Filipowski, who's been awesome with these 2 guys out of the lineup because he's basically the center, right? It's like Walker Kessler's out, and then it's Filipowski and Markkanen. And Markkanen, he's listed as that, but he doesn't really play like a center. So it's Filipowski doing a lot of the dirty work. And it's a really good matchup for him that we just saw him dominate. So I really like this one. Kyle Filipowski, double-double, plus 125 odds at Bet365. And then the last play that we have here is in this Lakers-Nuggets game. I went with Luka on the assist. So I went 10 plus. As everybody knows, I went 10 plus. This was plus 130. When I checked this morning, it was at plus 115. I would still take it at plus 115. No issues there. And that was at DraftKings. So just make sure, as you can see, they listed at 8.5. Just make sure to go to DraftKings and check 10 plus. You look at games in which he's played without LeBron as a member of the Lakers, which is only 4 games. So it is admittedly a small sample size. In those 4 games, it's only 2 of 4 hit rate. So you're saying that doesn't really look that great. Well, look at his potential assists. Averaging 19.5. That's really good. 19, 11. That's gross. We definitely want more than 11. That was against the Bucks. The Bucks aren't really an assist team, as you can tell. Assists allowed, they're 12th, which is actually better than I would have lower than I would have thought. I thought that they would be top 10. But they're not really a team that I target for assist props. But then the other 2 games, 23 and 25. Now, this one is important. He missed it. He had 8 assists on 23 potential assists. That's a crazy outlier. Like, you want to look at how many times he even gets 20 potential assists and doesn't get 10 actual assists. It's almost never. It's happened twice, which is actually kind of crazy. One of them was against the Denver Nuggets. Granted, that was a member of, or that was when he was on the Mavericks. But still, you're telling me he's going to get 20 plus potential assists, which is what he's done in 2 of the 4 games. The other game, he had 19. I really like this spot for Luka Doncic as a member of the Lakers in general. So we'll just look at games with Austin Reeves. Or actually, no, we're going to look at games since Christmas because that's when he was on the Lakers. I think it's been, you want to take out these first 2 games because he played 24 and 23 minutes. So you look at since then. 5 of 13 admittedly doesn't look great. But again, you have to remember that LeBron is out. Potential assist, averaging. We take out this one game that has 0 because that's just juicing the numbers. And it's 15, 16 potential assists, which isn't terrible. And then it's been skyrocketing in games without LeBron. And the matchup against the Nuggets is phenomenal. We hover over the matchup here. The Nuggets allow the most assists overall. They're literally number 1 in terms of assists allowed. In the last 10 games, they've allowed the 5th most assists in the NBA. So they really haven't gotten any, I mean, they're better than last, but they're still a good matchup for assist props. Defensive rank versus assist zone. In the restricted area, that's where Luka gets almost half of his assists. 5th most in the NBA. How many assists they gave up to point guards? 3rd most in the NBA. That's with the 28th looks like. And we look at plays, guys similar to Luka, 4 of 4 have hit their assist prop over. Now, Luka, his over-under was only 6.5 because he had played very limited minutes in this game on February 22nd, which is why his over-under was so low. But that's in, obviously LeBron was in that game as well. And this was right after he had not played that often. But anyways, yeah, I mean, his over-under is not going to be 6.5. But the other guys like Kelly Oubre, Paul George, Luka in the first game did cash it. You look at guys similar to him, it's a little bit hit or miss. It's only 6 of 12, but it's 2 of 3 since the All-Star break. And then there was like a really good stretch, and then a really gross stretch, and then a really good stretch again. So the Nuggets are a team you want to look at for assist props. It could be Austin Reeves as well. I think that they're both good looks, but I like the Luka one better. His potential assists have just been crazy. So that's how we got 6 official bangers for you guys to lock in. I'll do a quick recap, and then we'll get out of here. I know this is a longer video. We're going Jabari Smith Jr. over 6.5 rebounds. We're going Cade Cunningham, 10 plus assists. Jaylen Duren, 12 plus rebounds. Miles McBride, 15 plus points. Kyle Filipowski, double-double. Luka Doncic, 10 plus assists. We're risking 6.2 units to profit 7.17 units. So if we go 3-3, we make money. If we only win 2 bets, depending what 2, the losses won't be terrible. Now, I think we're going to do better than that, but that's why we play these plus money bangers, stuff that we're very confident in. But that's all we got. I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Couple links in the description of the video that I want you guys to check out. Link to Props Madness, which I talked about how I use it, how amazing they are. Link to my Tails account, which is just where I send out plays early. As soon as I decide what a play is, the first thing I do is send it out to my Tails account. So that way, people that don't always have time to watch the YouTube videos, or by the time they watch them, the odds are different. That's what the Tails is for. I send it as soon as I decide what play. So I send it play by play. Sometimes you can send it directly through the app, which I did with this Cade Cunningham one, where you literally click bet, and it takes you to the actual bet. If I can't do that, then I'll tell you what the bet is. It looks like this, and then I'll include a screenshot as well, just proof that that bet actually exists and I'm not making stuff up. It's the same plays you see me give out for free on YouTube and on Twitter. You just get them early. They get sent to you directly through the app with like a push notification to your phone, or you can get them sent to Discord as well. But that's all we got. I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'm always appreciative of the people that choose me, because I know you can watch a lot of these different types of videos. So thank you for that. Make sure to bet responsibly and have a good one.